DraftExpress here at ASM Pro Day at Impact in Las Vegas. We're here with Chris Wood of UNLV. Chris, how did the day go for you?
I felt like it went very well for me. You know, I got good work in. You know, I went 100%, and I felt like I gave it my best effort.
What was your main goal coming into today?
My main goal was just to show everybody, that I try as much as I can. You know, I give 100% effort. You know, I try not to take any plays off. So that was my main goal.
Is that a big emphasis for you, showing a consistent motor? Because I know that's maybe something scouts have questioned. And do you think that's a fair assessment?
No, I don't. But some that people scout me and they look at, and something I have to show, and I have to show all the scouts and GMs.
Why do you think that has been a question?
Maybe times me being at UNLV and maybe sometimes they'll put me in the corner and then they'll think I'm taking a play off or something. So just stuff like that.
What has your day-to-day been like out here, just getting ready for the pro day and the draft? What is your daily schedule?
Probably wake up, get here at 9:30, get shooting in. Right after shooting, do weights. Right after weights, do another shooting drill and workout. So that's really my day-to-day.
So for people watching this video who maybe don't know you much as a player, how would you describe your game?
Versatile. I feel like I could do a lot of stuff. I feel like I could shoot. I feel like I'm a great defensive player, and I feel like I have ball handling skills to take bigger guys off the dribble and post smaller guys up and try and get a bucket.
Like you said, very versatile. Do a lot of different things well. What do you see your role being in the NBA?
Starting off as a stretch four, maybe sometimes a three, but starting off as stretch four.
What are the biggest things that you're still trying to work on? Some of the main areas where you still have room to improve?
Strength for sure. Having a consistent shot, shooting consistently, and that's really the main things I'm focusing on right now.
What was your biggest reasoning behind coming out and entering the draft?
I felt like I was ready. I told my coaches I felt like I was ready, and I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to waste any more time to get to work, so I just made my decision.
How would you evaluate your body at this stage of your development?
What do you mean?
Strength-wise?
Like how much muscle?
Yeah. Where do you think you are in terms of where you can end up being in terms of strength and weight on your frame?
Probably end up around weight. Ideal weight that I want myself at is probably 235 to 240. And I feel like it's not going to take me long to get there at all. Whatever NBA team drafts me, I feel like I'll be ready to work as soon as they draft me and get started.
The NBA is trending toward bigs who can shoot the ball and block shots and switch on defense.
Like green and stuff, yeah, for sure.
You think that bodes well for your game?
For sure. That's what the NBA is turning into. More traditional stretch fours like Anthony Davis. He can stretch for a little bit. Draymond Green, of course. And guys like that, that can shoot the three or take you off the dribble. I feel like there's not really more traditional bigs besides like Dwight Howard, maybe Miles Goff. But I feel like the game has changed a little bit.
Is there anyone you try and watch and model your game after?
I watch a little bit Giannis Antetokounmpo, Anthony Davis, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Kevin Durant.
What's the biggest thing that teams have wanted to know about you throughout the interview process?
Just if I'm ready to work as soon as they draft me. They ask me, if we draft you, will you be ready to get into the weight room and ready to compete against all of our guys? Because the NBA is full of talented guys. Everybody's talented. Your name doesn't mean anything anymore. So just coming there and being ready to work and giving it 100% every single time.
How important is it for you to get drafted really high?
Very important. I'm working as hard as I can to try and do my best and impress all the scouts. Especially when I go to workouts. I try and go my hardest I can. I feel like going as hard as I can. Go so hard to where the point to where you're asking you're gasping for air and stuff. So that's how hard I'm really trying to go to impress scouts and get drafted as high as I can.
Where do you see yourself 5 years down the road?
Being an all-star, for sure.
Great. Thanks so much.